Be- because you are living in the heart of LA. My heart is in LA, but you are living there. You are there right now. Just tapping into what's happened. It is devastating, but I know as a leader, when there is the energy of death and destruction, there is rebirth and renewal. And maybe we can explore why this is happening so that we can learn from this experience. Everyone can take responsibility from whatever place they're in, and how they can contribute so that we can move out of this frequency of devastation, destruction, and move into something that is lighter, cleaner, more vibrant, more inspired, and safe and secure for everyone.
Well, thank you for that beautiful reminder. I think it all stems back into our root. Where are we in our toxic dream? I'm just gonna, be very blunt about this. Where do we want society and our people to go? Because if we don't wake up and we don't do our inner work, this is what's gonna keep on happening. And the universe really wants us to pay attention to the dynamics and the things that are going on in earth, and we're not. We're so busy worrying about other things, and in that busyness we get lost. We get lost in these scenarios that are not even true, because everything is already here. It's just how we're calling it in. So I feel, as a tribal leader and also a woman empowerment, that when we start calling in, because feminine energy right now is so needed. All our feminine women, we need our love. Our earth needs our love. So when we step in into our highest power, we shift things. So the earth is like sending us messages to wake us up, but we don't need to be waking up like this, but we're choosing to be waking up like this. Because remember, free will to be where we're at. God gave us free will. So we're willingly choosing to be in this dynamic when we don't have to. We can choose to have things in the lighter spectrum, in the love and light and all this. The people that are doing their work are getting that, but the people that are still choosing to be in that toxic negativity is shifting this energy like that. So I feel that spirit is telling us, do your work, because everything in earth is here. You just have to call it in.
Mhm.
And we're all, as tribal leaders, we're all, even the innocent, the animals, the people that are doing the work, are paying for this. Because I'm in Los Angeles right now, and I'm far away west from where all the fires are at. But I mean, my eye, I can do makeup this morning, but my eye for the couple of days was so swollen because of the toxicity of the air. All
Mhm.
the chemicals on the air, it's still affecting me. The fires are not, but the air, the quality, the water, everything, it affects everybody. So as we continue to have people doing the work and people unbalanced that are not doing the work, we're going to continue to have this until we harmonize and learn how to harmonize the energy, so we can go into a tribal mindset, a tribal living. Because right now, this is it's reminding us that we need to be in a tribal mentality. And if you see the news, and if you see how everybody is getting united, it's all tribal mentality, because the earth is giving us a message. But are you awake to hear this message? I'm sure I am. I'm acknowledging this in every way possible, and I'm seeing how the help. Look, this, the resource, the this. That's tribal mentality. That's tribal living. Earth wants us. Mother Earth wants us to live like this, and we are choosing matrix, separate. I'm scared. I'm this. No, no. Those are just things that are implanted to us to be afraid. But
Mhm.
there's no such thing as that. There's only
Beautiful.
love and harmony because love can break that.
Woo, we know that. We know that love
Love,
can move mountains.
right?
And you are correct. It's we're now being faced with a rude awakening.
Yes,
We created this. We have been creating this destruction. Our world is a reflection of the energy that we've been putting out.
yes,
We do live in separation. It does not need to be that way. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't know how to move out of it. And that's why there are so many leaders in place, ready to guide others how to shift from a place of fear and move into love and not ignore that shadow side, that dark side, because it resides in us all. It all comes down to perspective. You can see things from a positive perspective or a negative perspective. You can face your challenges in lack, fear, victimhood, or you can approach it with I can achieve anything. I am creative. We live in an abundant world and we can unite and rise out of this better as one collective of humanity. So this is so beautiful, Hope. And you are right. The anger, fear, it just creates more devastation. My heart immediately, when you spoke of the air quality, my heart, having spent a lot of time in LA, I love LA. There's so many homeless people that live there and they do not have shelter and they don't have water to just cleanse their bodies. And so I am personally holding a lot of my prayers for them.
yes. Even that, I hold my heart because yesterday, we did talk about this, and what about them? They've been without homes, without shelter, without water, without food. You see, people think we have problems. We don't. I don't believe in problems. I have solutions. Where is the solution to fix this and turn this into better, better for everybody? Not just because we're on fire. We're on. No, we have a national issue with homelessation. Now the fires. Right now, we just got an alert. Don't drink tap water. Our waters are contaminated. So those people that don't have homes, it's hard because it's just not men and women, it's families now in cars, living in parks. How do we fix this? Because the whole national, the world, we're all rich. We're rich in health, we're rich in abundance with money. How do we become tribal people and leaders of legacy and help this? Because $1, if we're so many people, that dollar grows. Even with dollars, you don't need to give 20, 50. With a dollar, you will change the world.
And there are a lot of billionaires that can do a lot more.
Right. But
Sorry.
I feel that this is waking them up because it's like we're not giving how in the past those millionaires or those people in abundance are how we are used to giving. The world is becoming a little bit more egotistic. Just give with no expectations because there's work in giving. It's the love of giving we're practicing.
Okay, so and I love that you brought that in because we should tap into how rewarding it is to give. It is truly priceless to
Yes,
know that you can change somebody's life.
yes. And when you give without expectations, I think in one of my inner works, I was taught when I was doing my work, and they told me something that it was so true, and I didn't realize it. And I go, that person never told you to give them anything. So why are you expecting and getting upset because they're not returning the favor? You need to learn to give and give with no expectation back. And I think when I started shifting that energy within me, because I've always been a giver, a giver, a giver. And I would then learn that I had to be open to receive.
A lot of
So,
givers have that problem.
right. So I gave and I was saying, like, why is she not giving me back? Well,
Mm.
first of all, I was wrong because the person never told me to give them anything. The person said, thank you, but I chose to give them but I wanted an expectation. I had an expectation for her to give me something back, and that was all wrong. But the moment that I shift that energy and learn that when you give with no expectations, how the earth rewards you in many forms and shapes, I was like, wow, I was so wrong. So now I've learned to give and say, thank you. I don't need anything back. Do whatever you want, because the expectation of universe and spirit, when you it's so lovely when you learn how to operate that way, they give you an abundance.
It's
And
so
to
true.
me the message was to spirit, you're an abundant, and even giving just to give, that you're able to do that. There's so many people that are not able to do that. You should be happy that you're a giver and you have the means to give, because that is a blessing to learn and to give people with no expectation already in itself. It's a reward that you're able to give and to share your abundance. So for me, sharing what I have, it's already enough that I'm able to do that.
And it does come back tenfold. And I believe that we should tap into a little bit. Giving doesn't necessarily just mean through physical
Yes,
things. There is the giving of energy, and that comes through prayers, through words of encouragement, through inspiration, through time to truly listen to somebody who just needs
yes.
to be heard. That is powerful way to give that we overlook. And if we can just take the time to be present and connect with our hearts and ask spirit, how may I be of service today with my energy? And then to respond from that place. And it does come back tenfold. And we are gifted by the universe, yes, through Mother Earth, but also through gifts of and a spiritual gifts.
Right. Yes.
The gift of energy, of peace of mind, of that. I know you know this, but for a lot of people who have been living in the 3D and haven't had a chance to experience it, I like to open the door to explain what that is. So perhaps you could share some of the gifts that were shared, given to you, whether through ancestors or source, so that people may have a little glimpse of what that may look like.
So my gifts were um so my spiritual name is Hope the Root Healer, and my spiritual gifts are body work. Since I was little, I discovered myself through an uncle that I had certain powers fixing people without ever studying the body. And in many of my past lives, I was a chiropractor, and I also was a masseuse. I did a lot of healing with the body. So my connection is more body work. That's my strong pillar. And then from there, I'm very psychic and intuitive, and I can read people without them even telling me like what's going on. And that's why sometimes I'm like, I feel so invasive because certain people don't share their things with me, but I already know. But I always give the people the chance to whether tell me or not, because spirit already kind of already told me what's really going on. But those are my gifts that I was born with since I was little. And throughout my journey and life, I became more confident and started using my gifts. And when I became more into my gifts the last past 10 years, I'm just like a fireball now. I'm just like more confident to tell people. But I also think people are more open in their self discovery and to really know who they are. So that makes it also a little bit more easy instead of being more challenging, because people are more in their heart space and willing to change certain things of them, and listen to people when they have a message. So for me, it makes my job a little bit, not my job, but my skills, when I come to somebody more, that they're not more in the resistance, they're more open. So it makes it more easier for me.
Woo! That's so beautiful. And we are so lucky to have you, Hope, in this lifetime. I want to say again, because I know we've had past
Yes.
lifetimes
Oh,
together.
yes. We've been in many lifetimes together. You know that.
I
That
do
you're
know
a
that.
powerhouse as well.
Oh, well, and this is what I want to speak a little bit to that, because I came here and I chose to forget everything coming here and relearn it all. And that is part of my journey. And it's in alignment with my purpose so that I can help guide others to activate their gifts as well. Because it is a journey
It
and it
is.
is so rewarding. But I just want to say that not everyone is lucky enough to be born into it, but everyone can access it. It's
Yes.
available and accessible to everyone. And when they start coming through, ooh, it's magical how spirit speaks to us and gifts us.
Yes.
I personally, the gift of frequency is the one that I hold
Oh, yes. It's so
dearest
amazing.
dearest to my heart, to be able to help people feel lighter and inspired and loved is one of the most powerful gifts that I know we both share that gift,
Yes.
Hope. And I'm hoping that this message is spread to everyone to tap into that source of love and joy and inspiration that comes from within. It doesn't come from outside of us. Yes, there has been a lot of devastation and destruction. This is just a wake up call for us all to look at the energy that we are sitting in and to take inspired action to start to do the inner work, to become
Yes.
healed from inside, to source out people like Hope. And there are so many wonderful guides, coaches, teachers that are more than willing to share everything that they have learned, all their wisdom, so that you don't have to rely on anyone or anything outside of yourself.
Right. And I feel the same as you. Utilize these people, grow in your inner and physical. I went through a whole rebirth, like I lost everything and then came back, and I don't have no regrets. I live a very free life, how I visualized it, how I dreamed it, and I'm so happy about it because I've done the work to get me here. And I can only just imagine doing more. Where is it going to get me, and who am I going to meet? Because in doing that work I met you, and I'm so happy with how we met and everything, and now you're a soul family, and I'm grateful for that, and the people that you meet throughout your journey. You know what I mean? It's just amazing. So to all the people there that are hearing this message, that are tuning into this reel, you know, utilize your people and give yourself the opportunity to heal. Forgive yourself. We don't have to forgive the people. We have to forgive ourselves for our mental peace, for our peace, for nobody else.
Hmm.
For us to move on and say, this energy has no longer served me. I'm moving out of this dynamic because God gave us free will. So we're going to be there until we choose to get out. And I tell my friends this all the time: when you're ready, I'll come and pull you out. But I'm not going to stay there and see your misery and all this toxic thing that is an illusion, because you choose to be there. And I have to be okay with it. Even though I'm not, I have to be okay with it because God gave us that right. So if you choose to be there,
That's
I
your
cannot,
choice.
it's your choice. I cannot. But
I
in the
just
moment,
saw this beautiful visual of you in your goddess energy, of
oh,
course.
thank you.
And when you said, "I want to pull you out of there," no, though your astral body,
Yes,
she went like this, and it's like you held the hands and you lifted them up, and they did the work. That it
right.
was just so beautiful what I just saw. So that's how spirit works. I am
Oh,
very
thank you.
clairvoyant, and I just want to honor the goddess that is you, because you hold space for
Yes.
others. You fire them up because you are very lit, and you
Yes,
fire them up to find the motivation and courage and strength from within to rise out of that hole, but you take them to new heights. But
yes, I do.
they do the work. You're guiding them, and you want to see them rise up. You want to see them lit and grow and in their highest light. And that is a true leader. That is a true healer. And I want to honor you in that. And there's one more thing
Thank
that came
you.
through.
Ashe.
Ashe.
And I'm
Um,
gonna tell you, your spirit is on fire because it's so funny because I always tell my students or whoever I'm teaching, and I teach also teachers as well. I go, I spirit always told me everything that is here we can all have. What you have, what she has. There's nothing to fight about because we are all here for the same reason. And it's up to us where we want to be in life. So, as a mentor that I am and a leader, you're going to have students that outpass you, and you have to be okay with that. And some teachers are not. And I'm the kind of teacher who, like, "Whoa, you did it. Wow. You
Me
make me
too.
proud." You know what I mean? So, what you saw is definitely correct. You know what I mean? Because I always tell people I'm where I'm at in life, where spirit wants me to be. And
It's deeper than that. I'm like,
right.
because
Yes.
I'm hearing your soul speak, and it's because you come with unity consciousness.
Yes.
When you are tapped into that unity consciousness, when you see another rise, you are rising with them. You see the higher perspective and how incredibly beautiful that journey is. And I want to tap in, since we were talking about like dark and light. You tapped into something that I think is really important, and it's in alignment with what's happening with the fires. You said that you've lost everything, and then you've risen, and like the phoenix rising, you've come out of
Yes.
it, and that was part of your soul's contract. And I can relate to it. I have done that a few times, so I know exactly what that is. And I think it's part of our journey, though. At
Yes.
some point, we are going to experience this devastation and loss, because there's so much to learn from it. And it may not come necessarily through the loss of a home or money. It can be the loss of a loved one. Loss is
Right.
loss. It's the energy of that experience. And yes, it's devastating and it hurts, but there is a message in that experience. You rise through that pain, and you don't let it hold you and keep you low. It's supposed to shift you into new heights, because you'll never really truly appreciate those highs and explore how high it can go if you don't have those really low moments. So for those who have experienced some incredible lows, me too, that they are gifts, because I now am chasing a high that
Yes.
is beyond something that most humans have ever
Ooh.
experienced. And it doesn't come from drugs and alcohol and power and money. It comes from my heart. It comes from my soul. And it comes by being in alignment,
Yes.
mind, body, and soul.
And then it feels so great when you see the outcome, like, oh, I did this. And then it takes you back when you had the fear, when you had the doubt, and you jumped all those bridges to get to where you were. And then you're like, wow, that high of that moment, you're like, I did this. I did this. Wow. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. And I feel saying about the phoenix, all these fires is a rebirth to give everybody a different mindset and for them to learn what is next, to bring them into their higher self. I mean, we don't need the rude awakening, but I feel sometimes we do because we're stubborn. We don't want to do it the right way. We like to complicate our things as humans, and the universe is like, we don't have time no more.
Well, the towers are just going to keep hitting us harder
Right,
until you
right.
wake up, till you hit rock bottom. My hands are lit right now. That's
Yes.
one of
I
my
keep on doing this because they're hot. I can feel your energy.
yeah, one of my gifts is the golden light,
Wow.
and I cherish it with all of my being. And I want to speak a little bit to what is a root worker, because a lot of people may not know what this is and how incredible it is to be able to work with a root worker,
Yes.
because it really does shift that ascension process so much more quickly. And because you understand how to move that energy and get them out. So I would really encourage so many people out there to source out spiritual root workers, energetic alchemists,
Yes.
and fast track that healing and ascension so you can experience what Hope and I were talking about earlier.
Yes, please. Send me a DM. Send us a DM.
So please share.
Yes. So for me, the way I see myself as a root worker, everything stems into a root. We don't have issues in our bodies just because it all has a root. And it's finding the root of what caused that disease. Because before it becomes a disease, it's a spiritual thing. And then it becomes a disease. So to me, when you find these things that are causing this pain, because it all goes to pain, whether it's physical or mental, it's a pain. When you find the source of what's causing your pain through your body or through your thoughts, you're able to get out of your toxic dream. You're able to see, wow, I have this tool to help me this. So as long as we have help and a good leader and a good mentor to help us with this journey of healing, you will come out of it. Because I lived with so much pain. I think I was overweight, 350 pounds, and I
Oh
became
my
this
goodness.
because,
And you're so tiny.
and I found the leader that broke me and told me, this is what is happening to you. And through that, he inspired me to be back in my power and be back in my energy to help other people, because I know since I was little, I was here to help people. How, I didn't know. But then I became, with my massaging and telling people things, I became a thing. I became Hope, the root healer. But through the body, your body, I channel it. I go into your body and I talk to it. And your body starts giving me downloads, whether it's inner child, whether it's teenager, whether your mom did this, whether you were abused, whether. So my massaging sessions are very intimate because I do channel spirit, and I know why your back hurts, or why in your wing area it's hurting and it's causing this, that your shoulder, like I go down through a whole spiritual thing with your body, that when you leave here, you're like, wow, you're a whole, with a whole nother energy, with like, I can breathe better. The weight got off. Um, because I'm able to connect with your pain and figure out what is the root of your problem. Because it's something that you're holding on and it's ready to be released through massaging, through chiro, through cupping, through any source of relief, but your body is ready to let go of that.
Exactly. And the body is always ready to let go. It does
Yes.
not want to hold
No.
that information, but it is holding it for a reason because it is giving you feedback
Yes.
what you need to look at in order to evolve
Yes.
as a human or soul.
Yes.
Um, what was coming through as you were speaking as a coach, because the reality is we do when we're doing this work, which is powerful, transformative, it's life changing, and some people can let that go and move past it and never look back. But some of us, the programming is so ingrained on an unconscious level that we just it's our fallback and we go back to that same story. And it's
Mhm.
important to look at that. And if this resonates with you, to continue to more is more than one session. Don't expect
Oh
just one
yes,
session,
yes.
and
No.
then find a coach or somebody else to help guide you out of that those thought patterns, so
Yes.
that you can learn to really stay in the present moment and take your power back, because we are that powerful.
Yes.
We just need to recognize the patterns that we have been using to be.
Right. And I'm um adding to that is also when we have these patterns, it's also like checking in on yourself and saying, what is bringing this dynamic back? What am I doing that is taking me back? Or
Mhm.
who am I hanging around with in the energy field that is bringing this, that is triggering this?
Right. Right.
Because with my coaching comes different. Like I have a brochure of things that my clients or my patients, or however you want to see them, who I see, they have to follow. And then when they're on their own and they don't need me, because of course you don't want them to be codependent on
Of
you,
course not. Again.
you want them to learn, yeah, to learn on their own and how to utilize all these tools when that pattern comes, where you know what I mean, when you're around people or asking yourself why, and you have all these tools. So I give you a thing so you can practice them, so you don't need me, because those patterns will come.
Mhm.
The universe will see, let's see, where are
It's
you in your
there.
work.
Yeah, let's test you.
Ooh, I'll remind you. Yeah, we're always challenged in that area. So for me, there's a like a little note that they have. I give them like a note, a brochure, depending on the client, because you have those clients that with one session they're good, but you have some that need frequent sessions,
Mhm.
and they're that have a lot of trauma, and need that guidance. And yeah, they have a little journal that they have to follow. They have to also write in their journal and every day check in with themselves, because I feel that as you move forward in your journey, you will get challenged, because the universe is always going to see where are you and if you're ready to go into your new frequency. Because
Mhm.
if you're not ready in the old, how are you going to go with the new, with the present? So I always say you're getting challenged because you're ready to shift.
Yes, it's time to self
It's time.
actualize. It's
It's
like
time to, yes.
it is like that. It's this dance where you're going up and down, and then all of a sudden,
Hmm.
okay, oh, and then you break through that barrier and then you self-actualize in this new vibration. And when you're there, it's just amazing. And every once in a while you will get triggered and it'll bring you back down, but you have the tools to rise out of it again and it's not so challenging. So that is human evolution, if you
Right.
will. That's
Yes.
the blueprint. That's the game plan, is to just keep shifting into a higher vibration until you self actualize and recognize that it doesn't stop there. It keeps going.
Oh
And
yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's what we're doing as leaders, is challenging what is a sustainable high that comes from within and seeing how high it can go. And
Yes.
we both know it can, so that's where the grounding
Yes.
work comes in. That's a dance in itself, right?
Yes.
So let's bring it back to LA since this is how this conversation started. What's the energy like now? What is the message that's coming through that you would like to share?
I think the message that I would love to share with everybody is that let's hear what Mother Nature is telling us. Let's listen to the air. Let's listen to the fire. Let's ground ourselves and also listen to ourselves and see where we're at in life, because this is all happening in quantum time, because the spirits are talking to us. Where do we need to bring joy, to bring laughter, to bring love? Because there's a lot of people, and I like to call them, they're walking zombies. They're alive, but they're dead inside. There's a lot of those people right now in
So many.
Earth. And what is it that we can provide to bring the light to everybody? Because everybody's in desperation. Everybody right now is in fear. I had one of my friends call me and say, I didn't leave because I was seeing how people were so desperate to leave that they were crashing. And he's like, I'm going to wait until everybody leaves because this is just madness. It's crazy. I don't want to get hit because they're not functioning in their headspace. They're so frantic and scared. Let's ground ourselves, because also the Matrix wants you to be afraid.
Oh boy.
They want you to be asleep because something's happening that they don't want you to see. So either you're awake or you're not awake. Don't
And
fall
it
into the
doesn't,
circus. Don't fall
yes,
into the circus. Don't.
that is the message for sure. We are creating history right now. Wake up. You are actively participating in this creation. Are you going to agree to being in fear, survival, desperation? Or are you going to make a choice, a conscious choice to tap into compassion and love? And it doesn't have to be difficult. I remember driving in LA and just it was
Yeah,
raining, and this homeless man just looked at, and our eyes just connected. And I knew I had taken that wrong turn just to connect with him.
right.
A
Everything happens
smile,
for a reason. Yes.
a smile goes a long way. If we can all make the conscious choice to smile to one stranger,
Yes. That's doing the work. That's doing the work.
to tell someone you love them, even when you're not liking them right there, then and there.
So powerful right now. Ooh, I can feel the power of love.
Love is what heals.
Love is so powerful. I tell people, in the right mind of somebody, and you tell them love them, they'll cry and hug you. In the wrong space of the mind, you'll tell them you'll love them, and they'll be like, "What? What's wrong with you?" But it's so powerful, that word love, that you can shake somebody and you never know their reactions because of their trauma.
And it
But
doesn't
we're
matter what the
right,
reaction.
but we're here moving that energy as we say that word. However it comes, we're doing the root work. That's what I meant with that, because love is a powerful thing. And if we work with love in our heart space, in the right heart space, we can change so many dynamics in the world. And we're changing them right now as we're talking, because we are a beacon of that love. And we have our right mindset, our higher selves, how we want this world to look. And if all of us in alignment, all our healers, all our tribal members, all I ask is to work in the frequency of love. Pray in the name of love because love moves mountains.
Ashe.
Yes.
So don't forget,
Yes.
you live in the city of angels.
Woo! Yes.
So rise, even the fallen angels, you
That's
can
right.
transform, you can rise, you can create and make that city bigger and brighter and more powerful than ever.
Ashe. Woo! That's right.
Love you, girl.
I love you too. We're on power. Woo! Woo! I can feel the fire
Woo! Feel the
of
fire.
that goddess. That's right.
I love you.
I love
So
you.
let's do this again sometime. This
Yes.
was so much fun. I'm just going to stop the recording.